Aquí empezamos Conferencia PC Gaming Show, que se ve que ya han empezado a saco y que si se parece un poquito a la del año pasado pueden venir cosas muy interesantes. Hostia, Shenmue 3. Y más cosillas. Bueno, están enseñando así un poquito por encima. A ver, ¿lo presentará el hombre de la mirada cansada otra vez? Yo recomiendo que cojáis papel y boli para los que os interesan. Vale, vamos a subirles.
We're so happy you're here today. We have a great show for you lined up. We got 30 games that we're going to be showing off. 30. Some of them
son los del año pasado.
To existing franchises and titles. Others will be exclusive world first looks. Y'all ready?
Algunos se verán por primera vez aquí. Bueno, el público de aquí no está tan entregado como el de Bethesda de la noche.
This event would not happen each year. So thank you so much. Thanks to you for coming out. It's 10 a.m. in Los Angeles. Happy Monday, everyone. Best day of the week. Hello to all of you up in the balcony. And of course, thanks to you tuning in live from all over the internet, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, Facebook, wherever you're tuning in from, welcome. We're happy to have you. My name is Day9. I'm one of your hosts for this event. Joining me is the fantastic Frankie Ward.
Hello.
Y la presentadora del año pasado, que lo hizo bastante bien, sobre todo para las mierdas en las que la metieron a la pobrecita. A mí me gustó. El Doom luce estupendísimo. Y ha habido un par de juegos y anuncios guays. Lo que pasa es que no había fechas para ellos.
And one of the things we're especially looking for are your questions for the Borderlands 3 team.
Borderlands 3. Dios, esta conferencia tiene tanto y es tan aburrida siempre. Bueno, les podéis hacer preguntas de Borderlands 3 con ese hashtag y ellos os lo responderán.
To Evil Genius, a real-time evil layer simulator.
And now, Rebellion is ready to reveal its nefarious vision for the project. So, PC Gaming Show, who's ready to stroke a cat menacingly?
Un juego de tipo Dungeon Keeper del año pasado. Joder, me tenía que haber cogido lo de los chupitos, me cago en 10. Bueno, una especie de juego de ser el malo, ser Gru. Y por lo que estoy deduciendo, es como que haces una base malvada. Sí, es como un Dungeon Keeper. Top Secret Classified. ¿Y estos qué son tus esbirros? ¿Y tus super malos? El tráiler está chulo. Y los hechos irán a por ti, supongo. Y supongo que les tengas que poner trampas. Este puede estar guay. Evil Genius 2. Ah, que había una. Esto está simpático.
And with me to talk about it, I have Brian Mitsoda and Cara Ellison from Hardsuit Labs. Now, Brian, you were a writer on the very first game, so what does it mean for you to finally get to work on the sequel?
It means that a lot of people have very high expectations, and we have to meet those.
Well, let's take a look at whether you are going to meet them, because we are going to take a look at the world's first gameplay footage.
Y será... Pues no sabía que hubiera un 1. Cosas que descubrimos hoy.
Guess I have to be the one to tell you. You're dead.
Paradox Interactive. World of Darkness.
You're obviously new to this whole existence, but truth is, most of you types won't even make it a whole year. We have one rule. You don't break the masquerade.
Esto es Vampire. Esto es Vampire de Masquerade. No son exclusivos. Son juegos de PC, muchos. Algunos serán exclusivos, pero otros son multi, como el Vampire es multi. Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines 2. Claro, me rompió lo de World of Darkness. El primer cuarto de 2020.
Guys, what does it mean to be a vampire in this world?
Tengo muchas ganas del Vampire. Pero creí que se iba a ver gameplay. Dice que consiste en no romper la mascarada, seguir un poco en las sombras.
We're talking about feeding on human beings. I'm getting flashbacks to last year's show.
Estos son los clanes, están votando la gente. Primer cuarto, principios, entre enero y marzo. Entre enero y mayo. Pues échale que salga, pues casi seguro que cuando el Cyberpunk, para tocar los cojones. Y que salga todo junto. ¿Sois conscientes de que este mes de noviembre sale Pokémon, sale Doom Eternal, sale Death Stranding, sale Shenmue 3 y el Star Wars, ¿no? Sabéis eso, ¿no? Mira, esto sí que es in-game. Se ve muy bien, tiene como una capa así verduzca que lo cohesiona todo, que me gusta. Me puedes regalar el Star Wars para no romper las viejas costumbres. Cógete el Pokémon Barry y jugamos. Igual sale... Con un poco de suerte no saldrá el mes del Cyberpunk. Saldrá uno antes o después, pero...
And that means that essentially they're having a less lucky time than you in the world. You're having a relatively good time compared to them because they don't know what they're doing. They're going through vampire puberty on their own, and you might have a family, you might have, say, a wife and children, and you are more.
El tío de al lado lleva unos guantes muy extraños.
To survive, and so you might have a less good time, let's say, than the player is having. So you can.
De todas formas. Luce muy guay, lo que no sé es por qué me están poniendo estos planos cuando podríamos estar viendo el in-game directamente. 13 años para esto, algún tipo de presión, dice sí, mucha presión. Hay muy poca gente entre el público y no les da mucha cancha, pero bueno.
Q1 next year.
Fantastic.
Q1 from the next year, sí. Powered by Epic Game Store. La retransmisión, ojo, así que ha metido dinero. A mí esta chica me recuerda a la Starship Troopers, Barry, ¿a ti?
Your task is to manage a colony capable of sustaining life, crafting components, controlling colonists, and sending out crews to mine asteroids. But when you're living in space, there can be big consequences for even the smallest mistakes. Let's take a look at the brand new gameplay for Starmancer.
Starmaster. Un poquito, que sí. Dice que es un juego espacial. Me lo esperaba de otra forma. ¡Ay! ¡Qué simpático! Construye y expande. es de crear una colonia. El jabo en el espacio, bueno, pues sí también. Tiene un aire a Passengers, la peli esta de Chris Pratt y Jennifer Lawrence. Me gusta el estilo gráfico que tiene. A Zack Moon le ha molado. El tráiler está bastante mal hecho, ¿eh? Star Mancer. Muchos de estos irán apareciendo en Steam.
And now, they each independently run their own studio. Let's welcome to the stage, from Tripwire, John Gibson, and from Torn Banner, Steve Piggott.
Hey, Sean.
Tripwire.
Now I understand. Both of you started as modders, working independently, running your own studios. Talk to me about the collaboration that you started together.
Yeah, Steve. So we've known the Torn Banner guys for a long time, even giving them some advice when they were modders, going commercial, helping them not make the mistakes that we made. And we've been friends, and we've always wanted to work together. And now we've sort of formed this independent former mod team, professional super group.
Estos eran de otro estudio y ahora se han independizado.
Yeah, and for us, this is a dream partnership as well. We've always been really close with Tripwire, and we really respect their games. We see them as one of the few studios that's bringing true innovation to the FPS genre, and that's what we're all about as well.
Well, let's take a look at this upcoming collaboration between Torn Banner and Tripwire.
A ver qué han traído. World Exclusive. Bueno, el año que viene hago lo de los chupitos seguro. Torn Banner. Tripwire. ¿Juego de estrategia? Ah, no. Este año lo medieval se lleva, ¿eh? ¡Hola! Pañum. Chivalry 2. Chivalry 2. Tiene usted razón. Desconozco esta saga. Epic Game Store. Iros fijando en eso, que seguro que van a salir muchos así. ¡Hola! En este podrían... Chivalry 2. En esta podría salir Keanu Reeves, porque tienen un juego preparado de John Wick.
Our flagship game mode, Team Objective, does that by having players complete medieval objectives like sieging castles, raiding villages.
Objetivos medievales como asaltar castillos y cosas así.
You're not just going and standing in an area and then a bar fills up. You're, like you said, burning houses, killing peasants.
Quemar casas, matar enemigos.
Playing as peasants, getting
¿Por qué la gente está votando? No, claro, si es una saga conocida. Yo no conocía al principio. Que es mucho más grande de lo que fue el primero. ¿Cómo suena la portada del primero ahora que lo pienso? Que quieren que puedas hacer cosas similares a la batalla de los bastardos de Juego de Tronos. ¿Cómo es el elemento de lucha de espadas? Se está preguntando. Que han mejorado todo el sistema de lucha. And also has the satisfaction of and the weight that you would expect when two medieval knights in full armor are clashing.
Yeah, and it's very, very fluid and much more accessible than the previous game. And it's You know, the pace is so much quicker. It was what I really enjoy when I'm playing it.
Yeah, and I wanted to ask about the fluidity, because in a lot of melee combat games, you hit a button and there's like a full animation swing and then you sort of reset. So it's kind of these discrete, chunky times. I understand.
Ojo, están diciendo que Konami va a presentar un anuncio sorpresa el 12 de junio, o sea, el miércoles, a las 2 de la mañana, hora española.
Like 1-on-3, 1-on-4 situation.
Exactly, because that's fundamentally part of the becoming the ultimate warrior and achieving glory on the
¿Qué podría ser? Silent Hill, Metal Gear. Ya me están jodiendo porque ese día tengo con palomitas, tendré que salir corriendo para venir aquí. Ojo, no quiero hacerme ilusiones, pero ¿Konami lleva sin anunciar algo? Años. Muchísimos años. Desde Castlevania 2. Nunca, Barry, nunca. Pero si es Silent Hill, que se preparen los vecinos. Oh, me aburres. Me aburren. Yo creo que quieren que dure 2 horas y no saben cómo montárselo. Hola, Miki.
We are just getting started here at the PC Gaming Show. Let's take a look at what's coming up next.
Ah, no, claro, las 2 de la mañana del 12 es mañana por la noche, no es el día con palomitas. Planet Zoo. Remnant. Esto es lo que va a venir ahora, entiendo. Sí, es como una pausa publicitaria. Y Suda 51, es que me está llegando todo esto ahora. Suda 51, después de Nintendo, este juego pinta guay, va a hacer a las 7:15 una presentación. Bueno, pues parece ser que el E3 va a tener alguna conferencia acá más de las que esperaba. Si fuera Travis, yo creo que lo presentaría en la conferencia de Nintendo. Este juego me suena. Ya había visto algo de él. Mosaic. Un juego de los móviles, quizás, de meterse con la tecnología.
Brand new trailer for Mosaic, a dark and atmospheric adventure game coming later this year from developer Killbyte and publisher Raw Fury. So how are you guys enjoying it so far? There's been some swords, some space stations, vampire puberty. We're listening to your reactions to the PC Gaming Show throughout the entire broadcast, no matter what.
Sois muy pesados, en serio, ¿eh? Sois muy pesados.
Our next game is a ghost-themed multiplayer hide-and-seek game inspired by a popular mod. Charge up your proton packs and get ready for Midnight Ghost Hunt.
Midnight Ghost Town. Coffee Stadium. Una copia de Hello Neighbor. Bueno, retiro lo dicho. ¿Qué cojones es esto? ¿Multijugador? ¿Están cazando un fantasma? ¿Qué es un cazafantasmas online? Es un evolve de fantasmas. Ay, qué hostia. Este año se lleva mucho esta música. Sí, es multijugador. Midnight Ghost Hunt. Bueno, puede estar bien. Pero no deja de ser un Evolve de fantasmas. O un Dead by Daylight de fantasmas. Debería impresionarme eso.
Joining me on the stage to talk about Midnight Ghost Hunt
Uy,
is
empieza
the
a poner frío esto.
dynamic one-man team. Creative director, programmer, designer, it's Sam Malone.
Thank you for having me.
Ay, el presentador este me cae un poco mal. Es como demasiado
Please
creído.
tell us what is going on in that. What is Midnight Ghost Hunt all about?
So, Midnight Ghost Hunt is a multiplayer ghost hunting hide-and-seek game. You can play either as ghosts or ghost hunters, like a 4v4 format.
I see.
The ghosts can hide inside average everyday objects around the haunted house. The goal is to look like harmless furniture.
A ver, puede estar divertido,
but on the
¿eh?
inside, they're not so harmless ghosts as you saw.
Yeah, and if I'm understanding correctly, it's not about hiding as a lamp to try to assault and take out a hunter. It's actually, you would do that so that way you can keep
Ellos
running
van a
away.
por ti y tú vas a por
Exactly.
ellos
So
y
the
te
main
los tienes que
objective of the
cargar.
ghosts is to try
Pues
to
un
stay hidden
poquito
as
de
long as
todo.
they can until the time runs out, until the clock strikes midnight.
Hasta que el reloj de las 12.
Basically, they can fight back if they like, but in general, you know, they want to try to hide. But if there's a hunter kind of off by himself, he can quickly just hit him in the back of the head and knock him out real quick, and he has less hunters to deal with at that point.
See. Well, what's the identity of the hunters? I mean, we've been seeing furniture flying all over the place. What are the hunters doing?
So the hunters, it kind of can be divided
Pues es
into different
fácil.
segments. The first part of the game is kind of almost like a detective game because they're sort of trying to figure out where the ghosts are hiding because it's not really obvious at first glance. So they've got gadgets like a footprint tracker, they've got like a radar like you saw, to try to narrow down where in the haunted house these ghosts are hiding.
Streamer profesional no lo sé, pero sé lo que sé, es muy cansino.
There's ragdolls flying everywhere and they have that cannon to really try to smash the ghosts into pieces. So those are kind of the two aspects.
El juego de los mods. Puede que te refieres al Rust.
I understand it's based on a Gary's mod called Prop Hunt.
So that's definitely a big inspiration, but the big twist for us is that the props fight back. You saw the furniture, they hurl.
A mí me parece bien que ellos expliquen y tal, pero hacen la conferencia un poco lenta. Pero es que Gary's Mode era para hacer mods. Barry's Mode.
And I want to ask about when the clock strikes midnight. We saw the very spooky
Ojo a las
red
votaciones.
color pop
¿Habéis
up.
visto un
What
fantasma?
happens then?
Sí,
What's
no,
going
no estoy
on?
seguro.
So midnight, if even
Ojo, que va a ganar el sí
one
seguro.
ghost survives 4 minutes into the match.
Hola, Granit.
You hear this ominous grandfather clock chime across the map. All the lights will actually flicker out. It'll get really dark and scary, and all of the ghosts that were destroyed actually
No sé,
return as
yo
vengeful
creo
spirits.
que ya somos lo
They're a lot more
suficientemente
powerful
listos
than before,
y ya
so
hemos
they're very
entendido
quickly
de qué va el
So at
juego
this point,
con el
the
tráiler.
tables
Para
have
eso es
turned.
el tráiler,
Hunters
¿no?
are now the hunted, and they just need to try to work together to stay alive long enough for their evac to come, which is another 4 minutes or so. Usually the ghosts win when it gets to midnight.
Are you
Hola,
like
Star Trek.
90% of the time the
Like
one-
90.
Bueno, están presentando cosillas interesantes, pero están siendo un poco pesados, desde mi punto de vista.
By destroying all
Right,
of the
right.
ghosts and clearing the house.
Well, awesome. When can people get the chance to try out Midnight Ghost Hunt?
So we'll be running an alpha event later in the summer.
Una
You can
alfa
sign up
a
at
finales de verano.
midnightghosthunt.com. I'd also like to give a shout out to our Discord, discord.gg/midnightghosthunt. Later in the summer, we'll be giving out keys on our Discord as well as on our main website.
Well, wonderful. Ladies and gentlemen,
Maravilloso.
Sam Malone from Vaulted Sky Games.
Aparte, el tío no puede abrir los ojos.
For our next title, we got Frankie up in the balcony, and if I understand correctly, Frankie, this is...
Mira, ahí tienes.
You do understand
Barry,
correctly,
tú pides,
John,
ellos te lo
yes.
dan.
It's a big sequel to a small indie game. Unexplored
Una
2
gran
is a
secuela de un
adventure,
juego indie.
roguelike that challenges you to fight,
Mira, le está
together,
invitando a
and
marcharse.
solve mysteries. Explore a beautiful world, engage with its creatures, and befriend its people. Search for magic lakes and ancient statues until you die. And die again. This is Unexplored 2.
Este es un juego de morir. No sé cuál ha dicho. Big Sugar. Se parece un poco al Below. Oy, 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 oy. Qué bonito. Hola, hola, qué paliza. Es un... sí, es un Souls-like, pero con vista así. Ah, fuiste por allí y moriste. Es como de avanzar lo máximo posible por una ruta, quizás. A ver si es la segunda parte, seguro que algunos conocéis el primero. Pero este juego me parece muy bonito. No sé si el primero será así también. Hola. Mira la cara. Unexplored 2.
One of the biggest bang for your buck that you can get when building a new rig is investing in a new monitor. And here to talk about a groundbreaking new display is Samsung's Dean Del.
Este viene a hablar de monitores. De monitores muy grandes. Uy, tiene mal el audio. El Samsung 27 pulgadas TRG 5, 240 Hz y el micro no funciona bien, así que le han chapado y han metido el tráiler. La diferencia entre FPS con una bala. Curvatura. Siempre he querido probar un monitor curvo. Ah, esto es el puff. Sin Kearing, porque con Nvidia todo es posible. The Gaming Show, The Master Race. Curved Gaming Monitor C27CRG5 de Samsung.
Dean, we've seen the video, and I gotta start asking. Talk to me about some of the juicy features and specs.
So it's a 240 hertz curved gaming panel. We believe it's the world's first. So you have lag-free and tear-free performance. And we think that the curve, its 1500 art radius, is going to be a very immersive experience that you wouldn't get from a traditional flat panel.
And I wanted to ask a little bit about some of the color specs.
Sure, it's a 3000:1 contrast ratio, so you get those deeper blacks, brighter whites.
Right.
Hopefully you'll see your enemies first before they see you in the dark.
Para que veas mejor a tus enemigos antes de que ellos te vean a ti. En serio.
Compatible monitor, so we're super excited about that.
Well, since this is the PC gaming show and we're showing off a huge variety of games here, what are the types of games that you would expect that 240 hertz refresh rate
¿De qué
and G
tipos
work well
de
with?
juegos te
I think everybody can
esperas?
appreciate the speed and the performance, but ultimately, esports
PC Gaming Show.
Right.
El año pasado lo hicieron muy bien.
Not just when is it available, but what type of cost are we talking?
¿Cuánto va a
It'll be
costar?
available in mid-July for under $400,
¿Mediados de julio?
for a
¿Cuánto?
27-inch panel.
¿Mil
So
cuánto?
it expands our gaming lineup to 8 models. Yeah.
Because when you said 400, I mean that's the 27 inch is the
Right.
$400 mark.
Voy a buscar, ya que estamos,
Gaming lineup expands
el
to
Unexplored,
8 models,
el 1.
24 all the way up to a 49-inch dual QHD. Check out Samsung.com/gaming240 or see us in the back of the room for more info.
Yeah, that's right. For any of you in the audience, it's there. You can go
Vale.
there for it.
Not 4K.
It's not 4K.
Not for that price point.
Bueno, este tío es muy tonto. Os enseño mientras esto. Este es el Unexplored 1. Creo que han mejorado bastante, ¿no? En cuanto a estética.
Stay tuned for more announcements, trailers and never before seen footage, including
El segundo está muy guay. Esto es lo que está por llegar. Borderlands 3.
the next game from Clay Entertainment.
El nuevo juego de Clay
Get ready to
Entertainment,
rip the galaxy
que yo
a
creo que ya
new
enseñaron el
level
año
with
pasado.
Val Faris
Valfaras.
and more.
Pero los que anunciaron antes que iban a pasar ahora no han salido. Nada, Unicornico.
Now the PC Gaming
Gracias por
Show
pasarte.
presents What's next from Funcom?
Hostia, escutre hasta como salen al escenario, pobricos.
Hello, everyone. Thanks for the warm applause.
Hello, you. Es muy emocionante de todos los de Funcom estar aquí en la PC Gaming Show. Ojo su apellido, Rosely.
So, without further ado, here are some of the games coming for 2019.
Pásatelo, hombre. Yo todavía no he jugado el 1. Mutant Zero Year Seed of Evil.
I don't fear nothing until now.
Este le tengo por el Humble Monthly, lo tengo que probar, a ver qué tal está. La gente está bastante contenta con este juego.
Stalkers got each other's backs, right? What happens to you happens to me.
Oh, Conan Unconquered, pero este ya ha salido. Este lo quería probar, pero he oído que bueno, que igual no merece el precio de salida, así que cuando lo rebajen igual lo pruebo. Lo tienes el Conan en Steam. Qué payacho. No merece la pena, dice. Vaya. Yo Borderlands lo que voy a hacer es jugarme la saga entera, así que no tengo prisa. ¡Hostia! En Halloween. Está imitando el alien todo lo que puede, ¿no? Un poco cuzulioso.
Who would have thought? My son, off to fly among the stars.
Ojo, ese mola, ¿eh? Moons of Madness, lunas de locura. Ese me ha gustado. Venga, más.
So yeah, at Funcom we've been doing our own games for over 26 years now. But recently we had the great pleasure to be working with some other very talented developers and help them publish their games.
Que ahora están trabajando con otros desarrolladores y ayudándoles a publicar sus juegos.
He is founder of Mighty Kingdom, a studio out of Australia, who has been working with us on something
con un estudio de Australia con los que han estado trabajando en algo ligeramente diferente. Conan Chop Chop. Que no les extrañaría que la gente pensase que es una broma del April Fool's Day, así que a ver qué es Conan Chop Chop. Porque como sea de Conan el Bárbaro, yo creo que esto puede romper la pana. Ojo. Mighty Kingdoms. Quite possibility the best. Posiblemente el mejor juego de Conan hasta la fecha. Un juego que definitivamente no es real, pero probablemente debería serlo. Un mini Conan cooperativo. Para ser honestos, luce mejor, 1.000.000 de veces mejor, no sé qué han dicho. Luce realmente bastante divertido. Un chibi Conan tipo roguelike que haría sentir orgulloso a Zelda. Conan Chop Chop. En septiembre, el 3 de septiembre. Barry, este le cogemos y hacemos cooperativo, ¿no?
Chop Chop, it's a roguelike action adventure game. It's very real and it's coming to PC, Xbox One, PlayStation 4 and Nintendo Switch.
En todas las consolas sale.
2019. We also have a playable version here at E3.
Qué estupendo.
Room, so if you want to give
Conan Chop Chop.
Conan a try, then please don't hesitate to drop by. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Ya solo por esto merece la pena la conferencia.
Last Oasis is a nomadic survival game set in a post-apocalyptic future where the Earth has stopped rotating. The last humans need to outrun the blazing sun in massive open world environments.
Un mundo abierto muy grande.
With interesting ideas underneath. A player-driven economy and some truly incredible death machines.
¿Se escucha bien todo, chicos? Sale en Steam el 20 y pico de julio. ¿Qué cojones es eso? ¿Qué cojones? ¿Juego de estrategia? Es como Mortal Engines. ¡Pum! Toma por culo. Es la jugabilidad del Assassin's Creed de barcos, pero en la tierra. Stand Beats. Stand Beats. Está... Hostia, es difícil leerlo, ¿eh? No sé para qué hacen como pausas publicitarias, en realidad no... Age of Wonders, Planetfall. The world is up for grabs again. Venga, ahora tira así, no te enrolles. ...6 de agosto... PC, la plataforma donde viven los juegos de estrategia. Planetfall. Pre-order now.
The name of the game is Age of Wonders Planetfall, a 4X strategy game, and joining me on the stage to talk about it is the game director Leonard Sass and principal gameplay developer Tom Bird. Welcome, guys.
No me cuentes tu mierda ahora, por favor. Que íbamos bien.
Just give us the gist of what Age of Wonders Planetfall is all about.
Sure.
Voy a aprovechar y voy a subir el vídeo de antes.
At the start of the game, you choose or create your own faction.
Yeah.
They include the Vanguard,
Aparte de un juego que sale ahora.
Pesadilla. There's scavenging cyborgs or the Amazon bioengineers who ride dinosaurs into battle.
You know, I want to ask, because there's a pretty broad range of 4X strategy games. To give a sense of what the gameplay is, I just want to start from the beginning of a game. What happens when you first land on the planet?
Well, each race has their own spaceship. The spaceship comes
No lo sé, pero yo al tío este le tengo una tirria.
And that spaceship will then transform into your capital colony, where your entire empire begins. Your sort of attempt to take over.
Yo lo que creo es que lo organiza él. Si le producen otras empresas y le dan dinero y tal, pero yo creo que lo produce él, porque hostia, está enamorado de sí mismo. Qué perturbador.
Dinosaurs with lasers. Perfect. Cats with lasers. No, sorry, no cats with lasers.
I'm so sorry to disappoint all of you. No cats with lasers. You have to settle with dinosaurs. You know, I saw the expansive tech tree show up in the game briefly, and I know
Esta conferencia hace llorar al niño Jesús.
Part of strategy games. How does that function?
Right, so part of these tech trees come from your origin race. They sort of represent the past of where you came from. They include new units, new modules for your units, like jetpacks.
Alguien ha jugado Age of Wonders.
Laser cannons, launch from space.
Por hablar de algo, vaya.
Social doctrines, not all about war.
Yeah.
And then the second part of your tech tree comes from your secret technology, and that's all about the future of your factory.
Llevamos hora 42 de directo ininterrumpido.
Man and machine or man and computers.
Yeah.
A ver qué se cuece por Twitter.
Doomsday technologies that allows you to infect the entire population with alien brain-eating parasites.
Ubisoft ya está siendo trending topic.
I love how many details you're giving me of the horrors that await on the planet.
The future is not a pretty place.
Well, I want to ask about some of the combat that we saw, because in a lot of strategy games, the combat can be very brief. It just, shows two armies pinging off each other. But I understand that the tactical layer is quite rich.
Right, so when combat starts, you'll see, like on the world map, maybe like a little sort of space lab or something like that. When you go into combat,
es que no pienso ni traduciros esto, chicos.
Inside the lab, you'll see all the pipes and all of the goops flowing around. All of your units which you've been putting together and built are now deployed. In turn-based combat, you can move them into cover, use their abilities, shoot laser cannons. Maybe you've chosen advanced, you've got like a bunch of space dwarves and little metal suits that dig holes in the ground, like shoot from the...
¿Este tío?
Maybe you've chosen the kid.
¿Qué le han dado antes de salir al escenario? El que está aquí abajo, el chiquitín.
I mean, how long do some of these battles wind up lasting?
It depends. A short battle can be maybe
Aparte, se está
2
meando.
or 3 minutes, but at the end of the game, you've got a massive siege with like 20 units on your side, 20 units on their side. You've got
Es
all
que
the
me
cannons
saca de
blasting holes
quicio.
in the world. And that can maybe take 30 minutes.
Que hagan esto.
Well, talk to us about when...
El año pasado no hablaron tanto y la conferencia quedó bastante mejor, más dinámica. Voy a ver si está el Elder Scrolls Blade aquí. Oh, qué bien, lo podéis precomprar. Después del tostonazo que os han soltado, ¿queréis preordenar su juego? ¿Os apetece?
Well, I'm looking forward to it. It's less than 2 months away. Gentlemen, thanks so much for joining me up on stage.
Thank you.
Thank you, hombre, thank you.
Thank you for sharing the horrors of the future. And for our next game, Frankie, I have to ask you, what year is it?
Why?
No sé, pero ella tiene 1000 veces más carisma que tú.
Europe lies in ruins torn apart by the satanic Plan Z.
Y los de audio están en la parra. Está hablando de Wolfenstein, ¿no?
Achtung! This is the world exclusive reveal of the next shooter from the makers of Sniper Elite 4.
Ah, no. De los creadores de Sniper Elite 4. Y ha hablado con acento alemán, así que deduzco que será un juego de matar nazis. No actual footage. Yo nunca he jugado a los Sniper Elite. Aunque bueno, yo os he dicho que los juegos, que a mí el ir de francotirador nunca me gusta, entonces nunca me han llamado la atención. Bueno, un Sniper Elite con zombies, ¿qué tiene que haber? ¿Zombies ahora en todo o qué? ¿Qué ha pasado este año con los zombies, en serio? Nazis zombies. Ah, esto será el Zombies Armies 4 o algo así. Ojo, ojo que llega el piro. Qué rápido pasa todo en esta vida. Dios, ¿cómo puede un juego de nazis zombies aburrirme en su presentación? Cuando llegas a ese punto en la vida, ahora me dicen, es el nuevo de los de Left 4 Dead y me cago. ¿En serio? Ah, vale. Digo, son tan tontos que se pillan ellos solos. Está claro que es cooperativo a 4. Que hay un sniper, hay un tanque, hay un soldado y hay un... yo qué sé qué. Healer. Ah, qué bien, un Hitler gigante. Zombies Armies 4, Dead War. Saga que también tengo pendiente. 11 de junio. O julio. Ojo, ojo, ojo.
A surreal noir adventure
Ojo.
set before, during, and after the Big Bang. Baldur's Gate 3 and more.
¿Gorm? ¿Otros zombies? ¿En serio? ¡Dejad los zombies! ¡Coño con los zombies! Durante 100 años, las raíces han dominado la tierra. Un asalto sin parar. ¿Nosotros somos víctimas? ¿Que no entienden? Este mal que consume nuestro mundo. Este creo que es el que anunciaron antes de los creadores de Darksiders. No he visto nada, sé que lo han presentado, pero estoy esperando a ver si sale en alguna conferencia. Si no, pues ya lo veré. Pues mira, creo que tu shooter está aquí, Gothic. ¡Hola, qué hostia! ¡Uy! ¿Y el gorrino este? Remnant. From the Ashes. ¿Cómo les mola a estos? El tema así post-apocalíptico chungo de cojones, ¿eh? Este no ha estado mal. Parece un shooter cooperativo. Bueno, vete a cagar.
Let's welcome the CEO of Gunfire Games, David Adams. So David, I want to ask right away for those who are unfamiliar with Remnant from the Ashes.
Nadie está familiarizado con Remnant from the Ashes.
Action shooter set on an apocalyptic Earth and across a bunch of cool fantasy worlds.
And I mean, in that trailer, we got the chance to see a huge variety of different environments. Like, what are these different places? Who's the player in this story?
So as a player, you're on sort of a Odyssey-like quest to save the world, and we really wanted to have a bunch of different cool locales that you go to just to experience a bunch of different stuff. And you start on Earth, but it rapidly changes very quickly as you get into the game.
Ay, qué pesadilla.
We talked about before is that replayability is a huge focus of the game. That you could play through it 10 times and still be seeing new bosses.
La próxima pausa que haga voy a por agua y a por algo de picar.
I think one of the coolest features of the game is the dynamic generation system. So we generate the maps, the enemies, the quests, NPCs, bosses, everything.
You've built those all by hand, right?
Yeah, it's all hand scripted, but the system takes all the pieces and stitches it together. So you might play the game and come into work and say, hey, I talked to a giant tree and fought a dragon boss, and I'll be like, I met a guy in a helicopter, an old guy in a helicopter, and killed a tree ant. And we'd have completely different experiences playing the same game.
And you just have
No, si yo no voy a hacer una pausa, digo que yo me voy y vuelvo.
Yeah, you can play the game over and over again to see the stuff. You can jump into your friend's world to experience the content in their world.
Así por lo menos
part of the game, just jumping in and seeing what you get.
disfruto de alimento mientras se me pudre el cerebro. Que el juego luce estupendo, pero es que me parece tan coñazo esto. Así lo hacían antes. Y os digo, a ver, el año pasado hicieron algo así, pero no fue tan pesado. De todas formas, no creo yo que juegue este. Podían presentar el Darksiders, ya que estaban, ¿no? No sé para qué lo filtran 2 días antes de que empiece el E3 y no lo van a enseñar en ninguna conferencia.
So the game's full co-op from beginning to end. You can jump in at any point, and the game's definitely slower paced, more difficult. I mean, you will die a lot in this game, so awesome. There's a huge advantage to bringing your friends.
No tanto a Revolver, pero sí un shooter cooperativo y ya está. No es que uno controla al monstruo, es que hay muchos monstruos. ¿Cuándo sale este?
So Remnant's coming out August 20th on PC and Xbox and PS4, and if you pre-order the game now, you can actually get in early.
20 de agosto.
August 16th.
Well, awesome.
Ah, 16, perdón, entendí 20, no sé por qué.
Thanks so much for talking to us about Remnant.
Darksiders.
And as we mentioned
Dios, es que
earlier,
miradle la
keep those
cara.
questions
Es tan
coming. I will be asking
apaleable.
on stage the creative director of Borderlands 3 everything you want to know.
Borderlands
Doesn't matter
3.
what platform you're on, just use hashtag PC Gaming Show.
Un poco pesado con el Borderlands este año,
Let's
¿no?
talk about our next title. This one was announced 2 years ago at the PC Gaming Show.
Se presentó el juego de ahora hace 2 años en la conferencia de PC.
Called Griftlands. It's changed quite a bit in the last 2 years. It's now a deck-building roguelike where you don't just fight, but
roguelike.
you also negotiate your way through a broken-down sci-fi world. It's going to be available on the Epic Game Store in one short month on July 11th.
En Epic
in
Game
alpha.
Store en un
Take a
mes.
Look at some of the footage of what you'll be playing.
A ver si me suena. Ah, era el nuevo de los de... Tangos of Work. ¿Hace 2 años que presentaron esto ya? Joder. Vale, deduzco que es una especie de juego con sistema de cartas en cuanto a combate y que tomas decisiones. Puedes intentar negociar con el otro, luchar, hacerte amigos de estos. Y ahora sí, reventarles a hostias. Estéticamente me gusta mucho. Múltiples opciones. Griftlands. 11 de julio. Atlantis. Bueno,
Planet Zoo is the
tiene un
latest
aire.
game from the makers of the brilliant Planet Coaster. Please welcome
Planet Zoo.
Piers Jackson and Lisa Bowens from Frontier Development.
De los de Planet
Now, Piers,
Coaster.
what kind of zoo are we going to be running here?
So Planet Zoo is a new management sim game for us.
Pues es un juego de gestión, pero de un zoo. Pues como el Jurassic World, pero de zoo. Con animales que no se han extinguido.
Each of our animals are unique. They have their own needs, their own desires, and their own behaviours. They interact with each other and react with the world that you build around them. And today, for the very first time, we're really excited to show everyone here our gameplay video and to announce our launch date.
Oh, fantastic. Let's buy the world's largest family pass and take a look inside.
A ver. Oh. Dirige tu zoo de ensueño. Mira, pues estéticamente se ve mucho más bonito que el de Parque Jurásico. Uy, qué bien. Puedes ver cómo cagan los hipopótamos. Y absorberles la mierda. Goti automático. Uy, monetes. Sí, hombre, pero estéticamente me parece más cookie este. Mira, ositos. Cocodrilos, lobos. Más monetes. Uy, igual se revelan en plan planeta de los simios. Todo esto es nuestro reino, Simba. Planet Zoo. 5 de noviembre.
Lisa, I love some of the animal shenanigans here. I mean, hippos pooing, adorable baby elements. It's absolutely brilliant. I can't wait to play it. But before we saw the trailer, Piers mentioned this is a modern zoo, but what exactly does that mean?
So nowadays,
Es un zoo moderno, pero ¿qué
you're not
significa?
just going to see all the lovely, pretty animals. You go there, you want to be, you know, learning about conservation. You want to learn
No va
about
solo de tener animales, sino también de conservar bien el zoo.
to be able to do in Planet Zoo. And these ideas of the modern zoo is really what we take to heart, and we're going to be promoting
Esperemos que sí,
health
Gothic,
and the
esperemos que sí.
welfare of your animals as the most important thing to do.
And Piers, when can we see more gameplay and when are we going to
Mira, lo está comentando uno. Entre Cyberpunk y Bloodlines a principios del año, el año que viene va a ser cojonudo, sí. y doloroso. Pre-order en Planet Zoo Game y tendrás una beta este verano. Pues si os interesa. Es que lo hace mucho mejor ella. Ella llega, les pregunta 4 pijadas, pa' tu puta casa. ¿Cuándo sale esto? ¿Qué tenemos? Esto aquí. Alguien desde Japón. A ver, aquí la planificación no está muy bien llevada. Yu Suzuki, Shenmue 3.
Ladies and gentlemen, joining me on the stage is a legend of Japanese game development. It's Mr. Yu Suzuki.
Hello, everyone.
In addition to being the brains behind the following games, Hang On, Space Harrier, Outrun, Afterburner, Virtual Racing, and Virtual Fighter, Yu-san also created the Shenmue series. And he's here to talk about Shenmue 3 right now. Take it away.
Bueno, esto es lo poco que vamos a ver de Shenmue en este 3. Mira qué majo. Uy, el micro. Que está muy honrado de estar aquí hoy. Quiere dar las gracias a todos los fans por haber esperado más de 20 años. La espera casi ha terminado. Que lo acaban de retrasar del mes que viene a noviembre, para que caiga en el mes guay. Sinceramente no creo que tu Kung Fu sea lo suficientemente fuerte. Oye, se ve guay. Las animaciones faciales son un poco anticuadas, pero joder, es Shenmue. Y por fin lo continúan. Shenmue 3.
What did you say to me?
Que te meto. Mira, en game. Ese hombre tiene la cabeza más pequeña que todo su cuerpo. Dale, Río. Toma, por gilipollas. El doblador es el mismo. ¿Qué pasa?
This is him, the Japanese guy who got in our way. You've got some guts to punch.
Y le hacen un planazo del brazaco del otro. ¡Hostia! Epic Store. Se lo queda en exclusiva la Epic Store. Toma, hostia. ¿Por dónde nos vamos? Al resto les cuentas un rollo y tienes el puto Yu Suzuki y no... Me caes mal. Sleeping Dogs 2 yo no he oído nada. Hoy como mola esto. Pero no descartes. Está rimando.
On them all So in these final hours, we'll raise and rebuild to take back what was ours.
¡Cómo mola! Songs of Conquest.
The name of the game is Songs of Conquest.
Qué
Here
guapo.
to join me in talking about it is the lead designer from Lava Potion, Carl Toftfeld. Hey, Carl.
Hi, hey, thanks.
I mean, let's just start off. For anyone who maybe hasn't played the Heroes of Might and Magic series, what is Song of Conquest?
Ah, de los creadores de Heroes of Might and Magic.
In the town that you just saw in the end of the trailer, and from there you recruit your wielders. It's what we call our commanders, and you recruit an army, and then you kind of send off your wielders on an adventure. And they go exploring the world. They pick up.
Creo que estaremos todos de acuerdo que por ahora Conan Chop Chop es el GOTY, ¿no? De la noche.
You can get more stuff, and that's kind of what you do. Adventure and strategy combined.
Yeah, and you know, I know that part of the core loop is obviously get the resources to build up the township, but for what reason? Armies, man. Talk to me about those.
Muy bonito, este juego es muy bonito.
So the battle, just like the whole game, is turn-based. So you go into combat, you bring all your troops in, and you start by deploying them, and then all the troops have different stats, like offense and defense, and
Otro que será para la Epic Games Store, porque no creo que aquí saquen ningún juego que no sea para la Epic.
Great, griffins and so on.
Yeah, and all those things.
And well, you know,
Me encanta el pixel art de este juego, ¿eh?
My Magic series, I know that you have translated a lot of the gameplay elements into Songs of Conquest, but what are some of the modern elements that you're bringing in?
Well, there's a lot of it, but I mean, one of them is our magic system. We call it the essence. So basically, in the Songs of Conquest universe, everything has an essence within there. It's sort of like the soul. So your troops, they have an essence. And to do magic, you need to bring the troops with the right essence, with your wielders.
Oh, I see.
So if you want to like make your troops go faster, you need to bring a troop that has that essence, like cavalry.
And maybe to ask a basic question, what if my opponent kills that cavalry?
Then you can't do the magic. So.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah. So.
Ay, que sí, que si matas al mago no se puede hacer magia. Gracias. No se me habría ocurrido.
Where can people go to get more information? And as always, when's it coming out?
In late 2020.
A finales de 2020.
But you can go to songsofconquest.com and sign up for alpha, and then you can play earlier.
Well, as you know, I'm really looking forward to playing it, Carl. Thanks for
¡Que
joining
te
me.
vayas! ¡Ah! Es que mírale.
Now our next title is an update to a popular co-op game. Let's see what's in store for Vermintide 2.
Vermintide 2. Ah, el Warhammer. Un par de juegos bastante chulos. Y Shenmue 3. Ah, este será el... No, el Chaosbone no. Alguna expansión del Vermintide. Placa. Es el típico que intenta echar al protagonista y se mete a sus espaldas en todo lo que hace. Ojo con ametralladoras, los Scavens, ¿eh? Deduzco que es una expansión para jugar con los Scavens. Ah, el modo versus. Guay. Bueno, pues un poco como el modo horda del Left 4 Dead, cuando jugabas con los malos.
Which turns the Warhammer Fantasy cooperative game into something even more brutally competitive. It looks deliciously vile, and surely dismembering Skaven is so much more satisfying when you know you're going ham on a fellow player, making him or her cry little baby rat tears behind their computer screen. You can sign up now for the Vermintide 2 Versus Beta at vermintide2.com/versus. In Per Aspera, you're an artificial consciousness orbiting Mars, whose ultimate purpose is to terraform the planet, starting from a single
Una raza que quiere terraformar nuestro planeta.
Second home for humanity. Courtesy of developer Talon Industries and publisher Raw Fury, here's a first ever look at Per Aspera.
¿A Per Aspera? ¿Per Aspera? Raw Fury. Ojo, ¿y aquel juego Cyberpunk de pixel art? ¿Qué fue de él? Un juego de terraformar. Luce apasionante.
so they can build us a home on that distant, dusty rock. Today, Amy reaches Mars and begins their mission. Amy.
Placa.
Are you with us?
Of course, I'm with you, Houston.
Otro juego de estrategia. Bueno, espera.
In the Assassin's Creed universe,
Coño.
our next guest sent players back in time to rewrite history. But for his debut project with indie studio Panache Digital Games, he's going to take us back 10 million years to where humanity began. Here to tell us all about ancestors is creator, director and co-founder Patrice Desolé.
Ah, vale. Ancestors. Es el creador de Assassin's Creed. Qué susto, digo. ¿Cómo van a presentar el Assassin's Creed aquí?
Well, it's fantastic to have you back. I just want to ask, what inspired you to tell
¿Qué pensáis de este juego? A mí, no sé, me parece un poco raro.
An open world game in which you can do a lot of things. You need a character in a 3D environment at first. And I said, oh,
Es de monetes.
dude, so I need an historical period.
Y es desde las cavernas.
So, let's go back at the very beginning. It'll be easier to do. Because I won't have to build a city, I won't have to build technology, and I was a bit naive. Because
Gráficamente, bueno.
10 million years ago.
No sé, puede estar guay o puede ser un butrul bastante gordo.
I mean, how have you turned those themes into gameplay?
Well, you
Sí,
play
es de
our
monos.
last common ancestor, right, of all the big apes, and then you have to explore your environment, and eventually you expand.
Ha dejado Ubisoft hace ya tiempo.
You're not playing that one badass character. You play a group of badass character, and eventually you evolve into different species. Up until Lucy, the Australopithecus.
Está muy
was
feliz.
roughly 2 million years
Pues
ago.
nada, Agus, muchas gracias por pasarte. Si luego te animas, estaremos aquí.
issues to deal with than we do today. There's going to be a lot more dangers in this world, so tell me a bit more about those.
Well, it's all about from a prey to a predator. Basically, at the beginning
Pasar
of the
de
game,
cazador,
everybody's there
perdón, de
to
presa a
kill
cazador.
you and divide.
Que empieza a las 10,
and
Ubisoft.
basically, at the end, it's pretty much you. You're the predator.
Ubi es a las 10.
afraid of you. And that's the idea of Ancestors, the Humankind Odyssey.
So, Patrice, ultimately,
De
what
hecho,
is the key to
de aquí
building your
pasamos a...
Curiosity.
¿Cómo se
You need
dice?
to explore, because,
De aquí pasamos al Limited Run, que va a hacer una conferencia presentando ediciones chulas de juegos digitales. Y luego tenemos Ubisoft a las 10. Creo que a las 12 hay una de AMD, de las gráficas. Luego KF Games y luego Square Enix a las 3 de la mañana.
It's about you, hey, Homo sapiens.
Y llevamos
Can you survive
2
like our
horas.
ancestors did? And that's the question I'm asking the players. It'll be
O
for
sea,
you to
este
answer
juego me
that
da
question August
pereza.
27th
Well, I was gonna
on
actually-
PC first.
I was going to ask you
Que
when
ojo,
we can see it, and you
luego
answered
igual lo
my question.
peta y mola mucho, pero no sé, a mí la idea
Will be released August
no me
27th,
parece mala, pero no
learn
me
more at
llama mucho. Nada, Zackmon. Ubi va a estar guay. Bueno, Epic Game Store lanza aquí su publicidad. Toma, Shenmue 3 exclusiva. Buah, esa va a doler a más de uno. Yo me lo cojo en Play. Borderlands 3. Ancestors, que sí, ya se sabía que iba a salir. A ver qué tal lo ponen. No sé, a mí no me... Solar Ash Kingdoms. Este tiene pinta acá. The Faithless. Oh, The Faithless sale. Este también le tenía ganas. Ah, el del pato. Ah, estarán regalando ahora algún juego, Gridlands. Tengo que mirar a ver cuál es el de esta semana. Que como están de ofertas, están dando uno cada semana en vez de uno cada mes. Uno de tanques. Atomic Crops. Rune 2. Run. What the Golf? The Sock Garden. Chivalry 2. ¿Qué quieres jugar ahora? Pues todavía quedan 40 minutos para que sea la Limited Run, ¿eh? Y una cosa más. ¿Qué es esto? ¿Debería fliparme? Pues agrégame, Barry. Outer Chest. Estaba plagiando bastante a Overwatch, ¿no? Eso, sea lo que fuere.
Please welcome to the stage, Loring Lee, founder and CEO of Dragon Nest.
Indeed, Auto Chess has turned out to be a sensation, with hundreds of thousands, millions of players getting a
Los
taste
millones de jugadores juegan a eso.
Coming to PC.
Kevin Spencer dice que es un Overwatch made in China.
I'm Loring Lee.
Mira, tal cual.
Yeah. Hello. Hello. Yeah. I'm the CEO
Auto
and
Chess.
founder of Dragon's Game. Dragon's Game is a game developer and publisher coming from China. I'm so happy to be here today on this stage to introduce our game, Auto Chess, to all of you. This is really an exciting moment for us. As the trailer says, this is a real engaging game of Auto Chess. Dragon's Den now is working with the creator of Auto Chess, Jodo Studio. They are working together to bring
A ver, es que los de aquí, miradles, están todos pendientes del móvil, no están atentos, es mucho más aburrida. Y ayer en Bethesda había un par de fanboys súper venidos arriba. Vengo en 2 segundos. Contadme lo que pasa.
As everyone knows, Unreal Engine is one of the best game engines of the world. With the help of Epic Games and by the power of Unreal, I believe we can finish our job quickly and efficiently. And today, I'm very glad to announce the PC version of Auto Chess will be coming to the Epic Games Store. I look forward to all of you playing Auto Chess on PC later this year. Okay, thank you everyone.
Thank you, Loring Lee.
Yeah, cool. Thank you.
Thanks so much for sharing the news with us. Once again, Auto Chess, if you have not played it, you must check it out. It is so fun. Our next title with Frankie up above. I understand it is an inspired indie game.
We'll find out, Sean, because one of the things we love about PC gaming is the way that game creators from all over the world can draw inspiration from one another's work. Chris Tales is a great example of that. A gorgeous indie love letter to classic JRPGs developed by Columbia. Chris Tales' spin on the genre brings a unique perspective that lets you see the past, present, and
¡Hombre! Si es la moza.
at the same time. So you'll see the future change based
¿Qué me he
on
perdido?
decisions in real time. Here's the world exclusive reveal of Chris Tales.
¿Qué es esto? Oh, otra World Exclusive. Qué suerte la mía. Solo hablaba el chino, ¿no? ¡Oh, hostia! ¿Qué es esto? Oh, qué bien. He llegado en el buen momento.
If you saw what was, what is, and what would be. If you knew how it ends.
Hostia.
Would you change it? Would you make the hard decisions? And would you be strong enough to fight?
A ver cómo se juega esto, pero estéticamente me ha ganado. Es un poco como... La música la conozco. Es un poco como... Como Child of Light, ¿no?
And act in the present. You can rewrite the future.
Crystal Tales. 2020, cachis. Este me ha gustado mucho. ¡Hostia puta! Doom?
I'm holding one of the, well, quite frankly, it's a bit average, isn't it? It's just your average, you know, blocks, really. No, it's one of the ridiculous alien weapons from our next game, Valfaris. A brutal, heavy metal-infused 2D action platformer inspired by true old-school classics like Enter and Torrican. Assuming the role of fearless warrior Therium, players must blast and slash their way through the doomed citadel of Valfaris, overcoming its deadly environments and enemies before
Tiene que pesar.
evil at its very heart. Get ready to rip the galaxy a new wormhole. From publisher Big Sugar, this is Valfaris.
Del Forest. ¡Hola! Un Dead Cells, pero heavy y medio futurista. Ah, de hecho parece el Slane. ¿Un Slane futurista, quizás? Porque eso del heavy metal. Muy chulo. Wildfaris.
Just incredible action in the Valfaris trailer. I'm very excited for our next guest. In case you have not been in downtown LA, E3 is covered with Borderlands 3 art. It's amazing, it's beautiful. And joining me is the amazing and beautiful Paul Sage, creative director.
Era una de las armas del juego. Ese igual te gusta, se parece al Slane.
I mean, there's been so much hype around Borderlands 3. What's the stuff you're really
estos son los de Borderlands 3.
Oh man, so you know we've talked about our vault hunters. Well, this time we
Yo sé que Borderlands tiene muchos fans, pero noto muy pesada la gente con Borderlands 3, ¿no? Mucho hype, no sé por qué, no sé. No hace tanto de la presecuela. También es verdad que no he jugado a la saga, entonces soy un punto de vista externo.
She gets into Iron Bear. You know, we have multiple action skills, which means that she can equip either a minigun or a railgun or a flamethrower. You know, if you want to barbecue your enemies, something like that.
Oh,
so,
nice.
You know, yeah, Moze is a terrifically fun character for us right now.
Now, we've been excited to be collating a whole bunch of community questions.
Cuando tenga tiempo sí que me gustaría pasármelo.
There's a whole bunch of repeat questions that I want to make sure we get.
Aunque supongo que el uno no sea tan importante, pero bueno.
About loot, because you've mentioned having a billion guns earlier, but what can you tell us about some of the other gear, the other
no te preocupes.
Systems right in the game?
La noche es larga.
Let's talk about grenades, like one of my favorite things that we don't get to talk about a lot. So in the past we've had grenades that they've had like one thing, they can bounce, they can stick to different things, you know. This time we're combining like all of those things. So for instance, the other day I was playing and I threw a grenade and that grenade had a bounce, it would stick, an explosion would come out, and the grenade would fire guns as it was going through, right? So we have like a ton
¿Qué cazador eres? Mouse the Gunner, Amara, FL4 o Shane de Operative. Muy bien. ¿Se ha petado el directo? ¿En serio? No he tocado nada.
That shield will extend out in front of you, you know, so just tons of different things that we have with our characters. Class mods are unique, and they give you skills this time as well as enhancing skills you currently have.
I also remember earlier you mentioned about artifacts. What are those?
Se ve muy bien,
Are, you know, we've kind of concentrated on like, hey, does the game feel fluid? Can I, you know, slide into things? Can I jump? Can I mantle? Right. So when we were playing with that, we slid into a barrel, right? And the barrel exploded. And we're like, well, that's kind of fun.
Se ve muy bien y me gusta muchísimo estéticamente este juego.
Certain things to movement. So for instance, you can slide faster. You can slide, and every time you slide, there's an explosion. We have something we call.
Second category of questions unrelated to, well, there's going to be a single player campaign.
Campaña en solo jugador.
After the campaign,
Y cuando te pasas la campaña, ¿qué pasa?
Beyond the single player, maybe end game content that you can talk about.
All right, in-game content. Okay, well, let's see through, so I'll give a little bit. So we have this thing what we call the Guardian system. So for those people who played Borderlands before, you might remember Badass Ranks. Badass Ranks, you can get, you know, it's basically kind of an infinite progression system that added to your stats. Yeah. We doubled down on that. We have what we call
Hablan del postgame.
And Guardian Rank not only has that infinite progression, but it has skills and different skins that you can open up as you go through. And the cool thing about that is, like, every character that you play on that account gets the benefits of Guardian Rank.
Oh, interesting.
Que con todo lo que juegues luego pues tendrás beneficios. Con los puntos de cabronazo, sí.
How do the boss fights in Borderlands 3 compare to Borderlands 1 and 2? I know those were big aspects.
Los bosses del juego comparados con el 1 y el 2. Todo el mundo se olvida de la presecuela.
I'm an old school Nintendo fan, right? So I love huge boss fights that have like
Dice que es muy fan de Nintendo y que por eso le gustan las batallas contra bosses. Estos juegos lucen super guays, dice uno.
Well, now I want to ask some really quick questions that should be yes or no, very brief. First from Castro.
Las preguntas de los
How will you be
fans.
handling multiplayer?
Multiplayer, we will basically be allowing anybody to jump in at any time. So,
awesome. From MHL Animations, can I pet the gun? Great question.
I'm not here to judge what you do with your gun, so that's a personal question.
All right, great. Sam Wiseman asks, is Maya's new companion a siren?
Yo movería la fecha del Shenmue, Se va a dar una hostia en ventas bastante gorda ese mes. Es un juego muy esperado por algunos, pero hace tiempo. Y Star Wars, Pokémon, Doom son nombres mucho más potentes.
Will we get to see flak?
Yes.
Will we see golden keys and/or shift codes for Borderlands 3?
Absolutely.
Will there be duels?
Yes.
Other kinds
¿Habrá
of
duelos?
Yes and no.
No sé qué le pregunto, he dicho que sí que
And
no.
also maybe. Perfect.
Yeah.
And will you be able to transfer weapons between your characters?
¿Podrás cambiar armas entre jugadores? Sí.
And when is the damn game coming out?
¿Y cuándo sale el jodido juego? Si ya se sabía. 13 de septiembre.
Borderlands.com for more information. Thanks so much for joining me on stage.
Don, thank you.
Muy aburrido.
And once again, if you have not seen all the setups in downtown for Borderlands 3, oh, they're beautiful. Our next game, we're
Dios,
going
no
to
tienes
the
gracia.
guest that we saw earlier in the show. He's upstairs with Frankie. What you got for us?
No cobras lo
Oh,
suficiente.
hi, we're live. Sorry. Hello. I was just, I was actually testing out my...
Ah, el juego del tiburón del año pasado.
What do you think, John?
I think you look really sharp, as always.
Very sharp. Well, thank you so much. John Gibson, president of Tripwire, thank you for joining us again on the show.
Yeah, very excited to be
busy
here.
man, yes.
Yes.
Now, last year, we revealed Man-Eater to the world. And can you remind anyone...
El año pasado es pues eso,
Absolutely. Man-Eater is an open world
El
action
Man-Eater
RPG, or Shark PG as we call it. You start as
es un juego de un tiburón comiendo
and
gente.
you have to survive in this harsh world and try to eat your way to the top of the ecosystem. The three words that we think sum the game up the best are eat.
Este a Barry le va a molar.
And we also have someone we'd like you to meet.
Well, let's meet him then. Let's take a look at the new trailer.
Pobrecita. Fijaros que el año pasado no había Epic por ningún lado y este año no paran de salir. También es verdad que lo patrocinan ellos, entonces es normal. ¿En serio? ¡Oh! El trailer mola.
Come any closer with that camera, we two gonna toss him.
Un juego parecido a Slane, un poco a lo heavy metal, parecido al Dead Cells también. Dicen que pronto, coming soon.
Who was that appallingly dressed fisherman in the trailer? Because quite frankly, not even I would eat him.
That was Scaly Pete. And Scaly Pete's the villain in this tale. Pete is
el humano es el malo.
best fisherman in the Gulf, the best shark fisherman, or he'll tell you
El mejor cazador de tiburones.
And he disfigures our baby shark at the beginning of the game and does some really nasty things. So he's not a very nice guy. And now the story of Maneater is told through the lens of a reality show called Shark Hunters versus Maneaters, and it follows Pete and the player shark on its adventures.
Mira.
And you know, it's a
¿Cómo
really,
baila?
you know, it's a very exciting way to tell a story.
And based on that trailer, to be honest, John, it looks like your main goal of the shark is to just bite everything.
Yeah, there is an
Tengo que poner eso cuando os suscribáis, el tiburón bailando.
And but we like to think of the game as a shark
Anda, in-game.
fun action game. It's like GTA.
Este año está enseñando muy poco. Un GTA de tiburones.
If there is more to the game than just eating, so
Son
we spend a
putos
lot of
amos.
time moving through the water, breaching out, and adding abilities to go up on the beach for an afternoon snack. So there's a lot of exciting things that you can do in the game.
And you mentioned before it's a shark PG. How does that progression system work?
So there's three facets to the Shark PG elements of the game.
Shark PG.
There's growth, there's life phases, and there's evolutions. So growth
Son los
comes about
putos
from
amos,
eating
me voy a
things,
quitar esto
nutrients,
un rato.
people, whatever you can
Que ahora no es
find.
tan
And that's
importante.
kind of like your XP in the game. That allows you to
Destroza los
level up,
oídos.
your shark will grow a little bit, you'll get more powerful. And then at key phases that we call life phases.
Es el
you'll-
Shark
you'll-
PG del
you'll make
año
a big
pasado, el
jump. So
Maneater.
let's say you're a brooding teenage shark,
Oh.
and you're about to become an adult.
Es un GTA de
Adult,
tiburones.
You take a big leap in size, a big leap in power and capability. And then as you reach these life phases, you unlock evolutions that can be applied to parts of the shark's body. For example, you could get metallic teeth that allow you to shred boats.
Te
Or a
puedes
powerful
poner
tail
dientes
that allows you to
metálicos.
jump to incredible heights. Or you could get mutated lungs that allow you to spend a little more time on the beach getting those afternoon snacks.
Just really quickly, John, everyone's wanting to know this question. When's it
¿Cuándo?
coming out?
So we're really hard hammerheading away at this game and trying to make it the most awesome shark RPG ever. We're not ready to announce a date, but we're pretty certain you're going to see it before the next PC gaming show.
Oh, well, I hope we do, John. Otherwise, I'm going to have to start biting people. In fact, I'm quite hungry at the moment.
Vale, ha dicho que saldrá antes de la conferencia de PC del año que viene.
So I'll see you in a bit. I'm just going to have a snack. Thank
Y
you,
ella
John.
dice que va a comerse a alguien. Una silla gaming. Espacio patrocinado por... Y yo con mi cutresilla aquí. Caja. Algún día me compraré otra. Cuando dé el partner para vivir. Epa.
One of the absolute
Oh.
best parts about being sponsored by iWin for the PC Gaming Show is that I get to sit for this next segment and talk to you about Terraria. Terraria is one of the best-selling PC games of all time, selling almost 30 million copies. And part of the reason why it's maintained such popularity is the fact that the developers Relogic continue to add content, going from 250 items at release to now over 4,000.
Bueno, va a hablar de
Let's take a look
Terraria.
at their penultimate expansion coming up, Terraria Journey's End.
Porque ha hecho a su penúltima expansión. Journey's End. Ah. ¿Se va a acabar el juego? Pues aún queda media hora. Yo Terraria jugué muy poquito, pero no estaba mal el juego. Era un Minecraft en 2D. Pero se ve mucho más completo que cuando yo lo probé. Está siendo bastante tediosa, pero menos mal que es ahora por la tarde. ¿Os imagináis que esto fuera a las 2 de la mañana? Oh, qué bien se ha petado el streaming. No, se os ha cortado el vídeo. No se me ha petado a mí.
Is a game that is the spiritual successor to her story. It's called Telling Lies by Annapurna Interactive, and joining me to talk about it
Un sucesor
is game
espiritual de
director
Her Story.
Sam Barlow and actor-producer Logan Marshall Green. Welcome, gentlemen. Thank you. Yeah.
Pues Her Story está muy bien, ¿eh?
Now, if you haven't played Her Story, you totally should. It's fantastic. I want to know. It is a game where you watch live interactive video in order to uncover what happened with a murder.
Her Story está muy bien.
What is it that's going on in Telling Lies? What's the premise?
So,
Telling Lies.
Telling Lies is a game in which you watch video footage to piece together a story. And this time we have a woman who has stolen an NSA hard drive, which contains secretly recorded, intimate and private conversations.
Va a ser como el Her Story, que era a través de unas grabaciones de una actriz, tú tenías que reconstruir una historia, pues esto va a ser parecido, pero ahora nos enseñarán un poco cómo. Annapurna. ¿Será la misma actriz? Ah, sí. Es verdad, era el de Prometheus. Son bastante famosillos. No muchos, pero...
It's late. I gotta get her in the bath. Love you. Love you.
I love you. Ah, amigo.
I've only ever been in love once.
Solo está enamorado una vez.
It was with a girl I met when I was 18, but I was too young and naive to handle it properly.
Está guay porque es una forma de meter a los actores en un juego. Pero la historia era muy interesante. Y no tener que hacerlos digitales, sino que actúen y lo peten. Bueno, veo que hay unos cuantos actores y actrices aquí, ¿eh? Muy pronto.
Oh, Sam, I got some questions for you.
Adoraría que el E3 fuera en España. Porque sería Telling Lies, muy pronto. O una vaquita, muy pronto.
So what we do in Telling Lies is we take all of the exploration you would have in a normal video game, so all that walking around in a 3D world, and we apply that directly to the story, to the footage itself. So you're going to be scrubbing around in these clips, paying close attention, and you're going to be picking up on the subtext, listening to names, people, places, and with that information you're going to use that to find more clips, dig into those.
Vas buscando clips para encontrar soluciones.
It's truly like an open world video game.
Es como un open world video game. Bueno, igual te has flipado un poco, ¿eh? En vez de L3, ¿cómo los llamaríamos? A ver, nuestro E3 es la Madrid Games Week y la Barcelona Games Experience estas, pero no hay grandes anuncios ni conferencias.
Well, I'm curious, Logan, as a performer in this kind of game, what is it like to actually try to have all the layers in there for each performance, also not knowing when a player...
Yo estuve en la conferencia que hizo Sony en la Madrid Games Week, que fue cuando conocí a Javi, el de Con Palmitas y a lo loco. Y estaba guay porque era como estar aquí, pero claro, en una escala muy chiquitita. La quedada habrá que hacerla a los 10.000, ¿no? Yo hace ya 2 o 3 años que no voy. Una pena. Es que cae mucha en mala fecha. Cae bastante tarde, además que suele caer junto a Halloween y son malas fechas. Habrá que hacer la de 10.000 pero en verano o algo así, porque si no...
We'll have a date soon. Right now, you can go to Steam. You can wishlist on Steam. We all love Steam. And yeah, very soon.
¡Toma! ¡Qué hostia les ha dado! Podéis ir a Steam, ponerlo en lista de favoritos en Steam. Todos queremos a Steam, así como ¡toma Epic Game Story! In your face, motherfucker. No tienen fecha, parece que muy pronto. Eso es lo mismo que no decir nada.
Now, up on the balcony, Frankie's going to be talking to us about a game that my friends, year after year after year, keep telling me I have to play because of how much they've improved it. Frankie, what's going on with Warframe?
Well, one of my favorite parts of last year's show,
Podéis
aside
venir
from
juntos.
being upstaged by a giant duck, was getting a glimpse at the future of Warframe. And here with the latest look at the next
Tendrá que venir Barry, ¿no? También.
Space Mum Rebecca Ford. So, chat, behave yourselves, please, because Mother's here. Now, Rebecca, what are we about to see?
We're going to take a look at an amazing trailer that our team has put together. A lot of our players have been waiting a year for a look at what we've been calling Railjack, so it's about time to, you know...
Que tendrás que venir si hacemos algún día quedada por aquí por León, ¿no? Aunque vamos a tener aquí a Barry dentro de poco. Warframe. Creo que hay varios fans de Warframe por aquí. O los hubo, no sé si alguno sigue jugando. Warframe da el siguiente paso adelante. ¡Paño! A mí este juego sigue sin llamarme, pero bueno. Warframe empty no sé qué. Pues muy bien.
Rebecca, it must be so exciting to know that the fans have finally seen it, and you're clearly going all in on the epic space combat. So tell me about the new stuff the player's going to be able to experience.
I wasn't shaking before we started talking, and now I am because it's real.
Dice que ahora está muy nerviosa.
What we're calling codename Railjack. It's basically taking the space ninja part of Warframe, sending it back up to space, bringing players that squad gameplay they know, taking the enemies like the Corpus and the Grineer, giving them their own Railjack to essentially explore the solar system with and take down the bad guys.
And when are fans going to get to see more?
Well, TennoCon is in London.
Ojo, el juego ha aguantado bastante, está aguantando bastante.
We're going to be showing a lot more in our keynote for what Empyrean is going to be.
Well, today I'm getting a feel for the suit, so what's the deal with that sweet-looking Necros Prime? How do I get my Tenno arms into it?
I cannot say that on live television, but, you know, there are ways. But yeah, you just have to link your Warframe account to your Twitch account. If you watch 30 minutes of our Tenno live show, you can get it, but hopefully you stay for the
Que
whole
si
hour.
miras 30 minutos en Twitch del Warframe te dan no sé qué contenido.
Okay, now we've seen some amazing stuff today, but nothing quite so gloriously strange as our next game.
Nada tan raro como el siguiente juego. A ver si es el del Big Bang.
It's an existential space chat odyssey set during the Big Bang. Yeah,
Sí, es el juego del Big Bang, este raro.
Buckle up, everyone, because we're about to get bonkers with Genesis Noir.
Genesis. Ya este juego... A ver. Tía, lo que me jode es que la conferencia es un coñazo, pero por lo menos enseñan cosas muy guays. Tú todo lo que están presentando lo ordenas de otra forma y lo haces más soporífero y te queda un conferenciote de la hostia. Tienen cosas muy chulas. Qué guay. Qué locurote, ¿no? Genesis. No. Me parece fascinante. Genesis Noir. A Cosmic Adventure.
Genesis Noir, just beautiful, stylish art. The next game we're going to take a look at is the twist on the stealth genre. It's called El Hijo, where you play
El
as a 6-year-old
Hijo.
trying to escape a monastery and find your mother using toys and tricks to avoid monks.
El Hijo,
Let's
ha
take a
dicho.
look at this gorgeous spaghetti western inspired project.
Spaghetti western. Ojo. Uy. Un spaghetti western. Oh, pues eso se llama El Hijo. A ver cómo se juega, pero estéticamente me está gustando mucho. Ah, es de sigilo. Jiji. ¿Qué juego más chulo? ¡Uy! ¿Putos curas? Por todos lados tiene que haber curas. Chan chan chan. Mama, I'm going to rescue you. Me gusta mucho. El Hijo.
El Hijo, once again, is the title of the trailer we just saw. For our final guest tonight, please join me in welcoming
No han dado
Valerian
datos.
Studios CEO Sven Vinke.
Estos seguramente se van
From,
lejos. ¡Hostia, Baldur's Gate!
Dragons at Wizards of the Coast, the creative director of Dungeons & Dragons, Mike Merles, to talk about Baldur's Gate 3.
Mira, yo que no había visto nada del Baldur's.
Now, this was only just recently announced. How did this partnership come about?
We went to see Wizards of the Coast at the end of Divinity Original Sin 1.
Yeah.
That was back in 2000.
Son los desarrolladores de Divinity Original Sin 1 y 2.
And but we had a long chat about what the vision would be for the game. And then we kept on bumping into each other. And then suddenly in 2016, I get a phone call from Nathan Stewart, who's the big boss of Mike.
Que les llamaron en
Yeah, you
2016.
need to come to Seattle right away. We're going to have dinner in a very shady restaurant. And he had this big stack of paper with him. And on it was Baldur's Gate 3. And in it was pretty much everything that we talked about. And he says, I'm going to present this to my board. Do you still want to do it? I said, yeah, of course I still want to do it.
Que quedaron con los desarrolladores en un restaurante y no sé qué, y que tenían ahí todo el guión. Y dijo, bueno, si seguís queriendo hacerlo, dijeron, claro que sí.
Right. I mean, for me personally, Baldur's Gate, the original one, was finally I had the chance to actually play a D&D campaign rather than having to run them for all my friends. So it means so much to us. Baldur's Gate, it's, you know, such fantastic storytelling.
Que para ellos significa mucho Baldur's Gate, que se criaron con ellos, jugándolo, habla de sus recuerdos.
The original, the first two in the series. So it's incredibly exciting. And for us, it really is. It's such an important part.
No sé si se vio en game.
We got a chance to see the trailer. Talk to me about some of the story elements, the world elements. What are things we're going to see in Baldur's Gate 3?
Solo tú podrías hacer que salga Baldur's Gate aburrido.
Obviously, you're going to go to the city, because we start with the city. You start outside of the city, actually. There's going to be mind flayers. They're very nasty. You are seeing in the trailer the process of ceremorphosis, as we call it. It's accelerated, so that's not normal.
Yeah.
And you're going to see a lot of iconic creatures, iconic characters, iconic places, and that's as far as we go.
I'm curious about some of the gameplay elements, because obviously, you know, there's just been a big resurgence of Dungeons and Dragons, tons of broadcasts on Twitch. I mean, how do you translate some of the insane things that players want to do into, you know, what has to be a structured game?
Ah, vale, era esto.
So we started with the player handbook, which is basic rule set of Dungeons and
Which
Dragons.
player handbook? Which
Fifth edition.
Right, yeah.
And
Es
so we ported as much as we could to the video game.
5,
We looked at
la
what
edición
worked really
5
well
de
with the
Dungeons
things
and
that didn't work
Dragons.
that well, because
O sea que se han basado totalmente en el juego de rol.
tabletop gaming.
La 5ª edición.
And so we started modifying those things, and then we had to add things on top of it, because if you play tabletop, you have a game master, and you say, well, I want to do this.
Yeah.
And then the
I
game
want to
master
start a fight with a pigeon. He's like, okay, roll for dexterity.
Exactly, that's it. So we had to add systems to make that possible within the game. But
Que han hecho todo lo posible para que todo lo que tú quieras lo puedas hacer.
A crazy moment that a player might do that you could actually play out in the game.
Well, I could.
Y si él quiere hacer algo muy loco.
You ask a nasty question, I don't want to answer it. And I take the chair over there, I put it on fire, smash it on your head. Well, just as an example.
That's just an example. This is fine. We're just talking.
Dice que podría coger la silla de ahí, prenderla en fuego y tirártela a la cabeza. Y por favor, sería muy guay si lo hicieras.
Interesting. And I mean, like, Mike, in terms of your role, speaking to Larian Studios, you have tons of data of all the sorts of things that players do. What's the sort of information that you provide in assistance?
¿Cuál es el mejor RPG de los últimos 10 años? Va ganando Skyrim. Ah, ahí está, The Witcher.
It's like a toy box for dungeon masters and players to go.
Dragon Age 2, qué huevos tenéis.
So working with Larry and working with Ben, a lot of it was just opening up that toy box and sharing it.
Dragon Age todavía, pero Dragon Age 2.
I remember one of our first meetings, we just laid out a map of Baldur's Gate.
Hostia, el RPG casi de adorno.
And asking a lot of questions like, what kind of story do you want to tell? Where do we want to go? What are the cool locations we always wanted to put in the games like this? And then for the, in terms of the system support.
A ver, el tema de Cthulhu tiene sentido de Lovecraft y tal por el pulpo que está enrollando el logo.
So that if you have your favorite class and it's in the game, you really feel like you're taking on that role.
Yo tengo ganas y nunca he jugado los Baldur's, lo que pasa es que me dan un poco de pereza ahora mismo meterme a jugar un Baldur's Gate, porque por mucho que haya remastered, creo que son juegos demasiado densos. Sí, estaba Dragon Age 2.
Exactly. So in Baldur's Gate, we think there's one saga.
O sea, ni siquiera, mira, te aceptaba el Dragon Age Inquisition, pero Dragon Age 2, qué huevos.
Tabletop campaign, Baldur's Gate: Descent into Avernus, and it is the next chapter in the Baldur's Gate saga, and it's a prequel to Baldur's Gate 3. So if you haven't played a Baldur's Gate game since Baldur's Gate 1 or 2, this is your chance to check out on the history. It's been about 100 years since the events of Baldur's Gate 2. Yeah. So this will give you a chance to check in on the city, to see what's going on, its current state, who the movers and shakers are. We also feature a complete levels 1 to 13 campaign that takes you from the mean streets of Baldur's Gate to the depths of hell itself. And sort of pose to the players a question.
Está contando que es el momento perfecto para los que nunca han jugado Baldur's Gate para que lo descubran, parece que me ha oído, y que entre el 2 y el 3 han pasado 100 años. ¿Cuándo esperáis sacarlo? Tardarán un poco más. Cuando esté listo. Es el juego que queremos jugar, así que queremos asegurarnos de que esté muy muy bien. No hay fecha. Totalmente, sí. Que se tomen el tiempo que quieran.
Gentlemen, thanks so much for joining me on stage. Thank you. Ben and Mike talking about Baldur's Gate 3. Goodbye. Goodbye, guys.
Ay, Dios.
Why are they leaving? Well, it's because the PC gaming show has officially concluded. Let's bring up on the stage the fantastic Frankie Ward. Come here, Frankie.
Sí, Frankie, por favor. Tú eres la única que se merece unos aplausos. Porque, madre de Dios.
Guys, thank you
Viste esta conferencia de los últimos años y nunca me había aburrido tanto.
We want to give an enormous thanks to all of you who tuned in live. We want to, of course, thank all of you who personally showed up this morning, and of course the sponsors who helped make this possible. Epic Game Store, iWin, Frontier, Funcom, Paradox, Interactive, Hovercast, Perfect World, Rebellion, Tripwire, and Samsung. As you know, PC gaming is a platform. It's not a publisher or developer, so these sponsors are essential for letting us put on this show.
Que sin los sponsors no podrían hacer esta conferencia.
Frank, any titles you're excited about?
Well, I do love a baby elephant, so definitely Planet's doing slightly more awkwardly, then I also want to eat things.
Dice que está feliz porque ha visto un bebé elefante, que entonces que ya ella está feliz y contenta.
There's games coming out all across 2019 and into 2020.
La siguiente conferencia va a ser Limited Run, que empieza ahora a las 9.
Hello again, Drop Frames. Good to see you 2 years in a row. We hope you all have a fantastic time at E3 and go play some games and make some friends. See you next year. Bye bye.
Eso, make some friends with M&M's. Pues la conferencia de PC Gaming ha terminado y creo que todos estaremos de acuerdo en que ha sido un coñazo y que han enseñado cosas chulas, pero joder, macho. Yo de verdad, el año pasado me lo pasé bien en la conferencia de PC Gaming, presentaron un montón de cosas y fue mucho más dinámica. Este año, han tirado muy hacia atrás, para mi gusto, no me ha gustado. Tío, con los chupitos, para el año que viene. Palabrita. Bueno, antes de terminar y de enlazar con la siguiente Limited Run, voy a subir un poco el listón, ya que aquí esta peñita, pues bueno, nos ha aburrido un poco. Os voy a poner algo guay, lo iré repitiendo a lo largo del resto de conferencias, pero creo que ha llegado el momento de que descubráis de qué va a ir el maratón veraniego de este año, ¿no?